blame? Down, down, down. Tell me who's to blame? Womp, 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 womp. Tell me who's to blame? Womp, 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 womp. Tell me who's to blame? Womp, 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 womp. Tell me who's to blame? Doop, dap, doop, dap. Tell me who's to blame? Welcome to Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 515, and I'm your host, Dre Montez. How we all doing, good people? For the folks that are watching the live podcast stream on Facebook on our page, Who's to Blame, hello, as well as on our Twitter page at W2B, Dre Montez, and on our YouTube page, Dre Montez. Thank you so much for tuning into today's show. My, oh my, it's always a good time of the year in March, and we all know why. But before we get into that, let's get our affirmations out of the way for the day. We're going to let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you. And laugh. I think laughter is key. Laughing, dancing, quiet time. You maybe even have a little emotional moment of the day. You should be like the weather in St. Louis. You never know what you're going to get. I had this conversation a few weeks ago with a few friends of mine about the Arch. And I'm just saying, I watch a lot of stuff that don't make sense. I talk to people that tell me things that make no sense at all. And I've been a part of things. When I get done, I say to myself, what the hell just happened, Dre? But back to the Arch. Hear me out. I think the Arch is the major reason we get the craziest weather here in St. Louis. I'm not talking about in Fenton. I'm not talking about in Bethalto, Illinois. I'm talking about right here in the St. Louis region. Within 25 miles of that Arch, I think you're affected by the weather. I'm not talking about health concerns or nothing like that, but just the weather. Just let that sink in for a minute. The next time you go to the Arch, who's to blame? And you're over 18 years old, I want you to do some shrooms and sit right there on the Arch steps. After 1 hour consuming the shrooms, I want you to turn around and stand up and look at the Arch and tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. I'm going to have park rangers arresting like 80 people. Dre Montez told us to do this. Don't do what I tell you. Don't do that at all. All right, folks, got high fives in the building, all over the place, chest bumping it. Scarf wearing weather. Scarf wearing weather. Round of applause. It is Women's Month, by the way. It is Women's Month. Shout out to all the women out there that are important to you, all my listeners out there, and to the women that surround me that are important to me. My mom, Dukes. Round of applause. There you go. There you go. My mom, Dukes, my G-Ma, my aunties, my daughters. That's what I'm talking about. That's my cousins, my aunties, my great aunties. There you go. Woo, woo, woo. There it is, right here. Who's to blame? Who's to blame? Good people. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my cousin Renee. That's Courtney Mama from Fontbonne, the baller. And my cousin Kevin, that's her uncle. All right, happy birthday. Happy anniversary to the people out there that really kept this thing going. You survived the arguments, the ones that matter, the ones you still don't know what the hell y'all were fighting for. What the hell we fighting for anyway? I asked you what a remote was. You come here tripping and shit. And the ones that finally figured out, I ain't going no damn way. You stuck with my ass. All out there. And the ones that finally figured it out, you know what? This motherfucker all right for me. Yeah, I'm gonna keep fucking with him. And for the ones that out there searching, keep hunting. Just like that old sports coach talk in the locker room before the game. Get in here. All my single people, get in here. Single people, get in here right now. Everybody get in here. Everybody put it in here. Just keep being us. Keep doing the things that do make us happy. All right. Single on three. 1, 2, 3. Single. All right, there you go. You need that chant. I don't know if that's a real thing that people out there do, but damn it, it's rough out here. All right, here on the podcast today, episode 515. Don't forget you get caught up on our latest podcast episodes and a little bit about myself by visiting the website at www.dremontez.com. It would definitely get you into the mind of Montez, so to speak. Before we get into the show, real quick, if you're looking to do some advertising in the live streaming or podcasting world, we do have some inventory available. So if you're in a position to do some advertising, please reach out to us. Or you're like, hey, you know what? I like to donate to you, Dre. I like what you're spitting here. There's a button on our website, the donate button. Just hit the button. Hit the button. All donations are greatly appreciated. And also, by the way, if you happen to be a YouTube fan, you just go on YouTube all the time. You can find us on YouTube as well, Dre Montez. Go ahead and subscribe to the show. We go live on YouTube on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, just like we do on Facebook and Twitter as well. So we're out there for you. And for your listening pleasure, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at, we're out there for you on Spotify, as well as Anchor, iTunes, and Apple as well. And Podbean, we're out there for you. Just type in Who's to Blame, use the number 2, and we would definitely get you caught up where you need to be when it comes with the show. It is tax season, good people, so why not unlimited taxes and more? You file the unlimited way. Call 844-563-1040 or text the word cash now to 21,000 or stop by their location in Central West End at 709 North Euclid. Again, you file the unlimited way. That is right there. 844-563-1040. Booyah. Man, I miss Stuart Scott right now. Don't you miss him during this time of basketball season? See, that's the thing. On this way back Wednesday edition of the show, rewinding the clock, thinking about college basketball, that tournament style. First time you really paid attention to it. I'm not talking about the gambling aspect of it. Because when in high school is when it really, really dawned on me, there's a tournament going on while we're in school. We wasn't on spring break yet. So we caught the Thursday, Friday games. We went to school that Thursday and Friday. Spring break started then. For the people that really went to school back then. For those of you that went to school when you wanted to, you have no idea what I'm talking about right now. But carry on, as you were. But that tournament came out looking at different forms and different ways to do it. And trying to watch the game while you're in school was pretty difficult. It was a couple of teachers that had a TV in the classroom, but that wasn't really a big thing. Shout out to my dude Mickey from Washington State tuning in. Thanks, Mickey. But it wasn't a big thing. We're just intrigued to see. I mean, SLU was in the tournament then. It was just something to see all these teams playing. At that time, just one network, CBS. There was no true TV. There was nothing. It's the old school version of the madness of March from a fan perspective. I think that's when I got the bug of the March Madness. I think I got bitten by the sports bug twice in my life. 1979 is when, I don't know, I'm still trying to, in 1984 as well. Two things happened. In 79, 84, my sports just went on a whole new level. 79, I had a sister. Well, sister came into my family. Well, my mother and father had another child. I had a little sister born that year. And then in 84, I caught another sports book. And it was more to the tune of college basketball then. But the way to have all those games on it be just dedicated TV. I never paid attention to the bracket the way we do now. But from a fan perspective, when you hear that music and see that logo for March Madness, you see the bracket, you see the basketball, and you instantly get that nostalgia moment. It takes you back to the days of yesteryear. One of the most phenomenal stories we always hear is those championship stories that we hear. This unknown player or a player that comes in and just changed the whole perspective of the process of teaching and playing the game of basketball. Turn the whole team around. Or a coach comes in there, becomes impactful, or one team just change around the whole fundamentals of the game. And it takes you back to Paul Westhead and LMU. Loyola Marymount. Go. Run. People thought that was an insane idea. Here this man is, came from the Lakers. Paul Westhead was the Lakers coach, and they won their first NBA championship with Magic Johnson. And his style was like unheard of. That run. He wanted to wear the other team out. Finally got his shot after the coach had the biking accident with the Lakers. Won a championship. His style of play worked. He was let go, after winning the championship. He went on kind of a downward spiral in coaching, but he led the Denver Nuggets to the most points in NBA history. The year he coached with them, I think they averaged 131 points a game. That was unheard of at that time, unheard of. But he gets his calling by going to LMU. And unbeknown to us, you got Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball down the street at USC, and them and the coach bumped heads because the coach couldn't tell the both of them apart and call Hank Bo and Bo Hank. And that pissed off Hank. Time to go. And Father Dave from Philly said, I got an old buddy that just took the coaching job at LMU. I think you three need to meet. So Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball go to LMU. LMU, the madness of March. That team, they went from 113 points a game to 122 points a game the year of 1990. Look here. Hank Gathers was a different type of an athlete at that time. His physique, his style, his speed, his IQ, being one of the second players to lead the NCAA in scoring and rebounding. I mean, that's an unusual gift to have. And the way he was moving for a man of that size, he wasn't that tall in stature, but he had a build on him. And then Bo came in with the athleticism, and you get a coach that know how to use that. See, we get a lot of failures in sports due to misuse of tools. You got people use a screwdriver, but they need a Phillips, but they're using a flathead. Message. Coaches out there using a Phillips screwdriver when they need a flathead when it comes to their damn coaching philosophy, and they ruin a lot of these guys' I guess what they call it, self-esteem. They ruin the love of the game of the particular sport that these kids are playing. But back to LMU. Paul Westhead, Bo Kimball, Hank Gathers, 113 points a game, 122 points a game. We get these stories every year during March Madness. I'm not talking about the drug kid that saw his mom do prostitution, people killed in front of him, all that shit. I'm talking when a player loses his life, he's part of a team that pushes the team and the coaching staff and the universities and the student body around it in a whole way that you didn't see coming. The transition of the game. When you think beyond basketball, you're like, hold on, that young man has a family. That's somebody's kid right there. It's somebody's grandson. It's somebody's brother, cousin, best friend. The way that shocked the sports world when Hank Gathers went down was just, and the fact they continued to play. They continued to play. There was no stoppage. They continued to play considering all that happened back then. But they continued to play in that tournament. And that team showed true grit, determination, trying to do it for a fallen teammate. And that game that they played against Unlove, known as the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, the Shark, Jerry Tarkanian, chewing on a towel, Stacey Ogden, Moses Scurry, Larry Johnson, Anderson Hunt. That game, that matchup has to be one of the best college basketball games en route to the Sweet 16 and then the Elite Eight, Final Four, and National Championship. And the final score was 101 to 131 UNLV. The madness of March. That's a fan. Now let's talk about the people that go to these games. Let's talk about the people that gamble on these games. Let's talk about the people that say, damn work. Because next Thursday, I'm telling you, we got the playing game that Wednesday night. Next Thursday, it's on. If you want time off, if you want a raise, you better do it by next Wednesday. Boss not coming to work. It's a different feel. And then if you're out here in the world where people can come to your place or establishment and watch the games, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's treated like the NFL draft. The Wi-Fi better be up. The Wi-Fi better be working. If you don't have proper Wi-Fi and you're inviting people to come to your place to watch college basketball next week, you might want to delete your Yelp page. I'm telling you right now. If you have shitty Wi-Fi, you will find out twice a year. March Madness and the NFL draft. Those are the two times you can really, truly find out. 3 times. March Madness, NFL draft, and fantasy football. Those 3 things right there, if your bar, restaurant, establishment, crib, man cave, she shed, hideaway, stash house, where we take the hoes to, where we cheat on our husbands at, that got the TVs, if the Wi-Fi not working, we going to Yelp. So you need to do a diagnostic check on your Wi-Fi before next Thursday, if I were you. You can do a diagnostic check on your car, the human body. You can do it on your Wi-Fi. You can do it on your damn laptop. You can do it on everything. Do a diagnostic check because it's coming. To my gamblers out there. Oh, yeah. Everybody got a secret. Everybody, well, you know, they're only that 5-6 seed, that 8-9 seed, that 15 seed is scary. When it's all said and done, everybody's coming in 0-0. Nothing to lose, nothing on the line. Those are the teams you better be afraid of. Remember the year of the posse? Nobody on the team was taller than 6'1", and they almost made a remarkable story at the tourney. Will we see a God, Shem God type of display next week? Oh, man. Who's going to become the household name that first night? That school. The bench. The fans. Who actually takes off work? Damn a fucking summer vacation, family vacation, get away with the crew of the girls. Who uses their vacation time just for March Madness? Or who has ever used their vacation time just for March Madness? Who's used their vacation time just for March Madness? Raise your hand. I did. I mean, you're watching TV. We get a break probably, what's that, between 3 and 3:45. We probably get like a 45-minute break to get some food. But for the most part, you're locked in. You're cussing. You're covering here. You got True TV, TBS, TNT, CBS. We all over the place. So places need to be set up and ready. I hate when people that work at places that work at a sports bar and say this. Well, I didn't know that was going to be on today. How you get the job? How did you get this job? It goes back in the days you say, hey, can you put that TV on ESPN? I don't know what channel it is. How did you get the job? How'd you get the job? How? Can you put it on the MLB Network? I don't know what. How did you get the job? I guess titties still go a long way, man. I'm just shocked and amazed that people still hire people to work in a place where majority of the questions are going to be about the television channel and the sport, and you go out here and hire that. And you wonder why Nobody comes in to watch the games. Well, there's nobody knows what channel to put nothing on. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it. In a perfect world, you would hire somebody. Their job is just to ensure the television is on the right. They're not waiting tables. They're not bussing tables. They're not running food. They're not doing dishes. They're not doing none of it. Their job is to be on the TV. That's it. In a perfect world, we should get that. There was a couple of places that had that back in the day, but nobody appreciated it. Oh, the days of the sports bar. Sports bars and malls are a distinction. But people want them back. Don't you want to go to the mall again on a Saturday? Psst, hey, where you going? Pretend you got a lot of money shopping. Remember that shit? Don't you want to go to the mall again? Huh? Wouldn't it be nice to walk in a sports bar and all the TVs are on sports? You got Rockford Files over here, Law and Order, Wheel of Fortune, Murder, She Wrote, fucking John Wick 2. What is going on? But the madness of March is here. Who's the big one? Is the one seed the best thing to go about this? And then my all-time favorite is when people do the brackets. Whether you do an online bracket or your local neighborhood bar, or your local bookie, somebody's doing a bracket. The brackets are fun. You say the craziest things after the first weekend, because come Monday, everybody is throwing their bracket away. Come Monday. That is the funniest thing to me. It's the comments that come along when the bracket comes out. For one, college basketball starts St. Patrick's Day weekend. The attention span is gone on Friday. It's fucking out the window. You're trying to look, drink, look. She's flashing. Game's on. Attention span out the window. But to the gambling enthusiasts, they're looking at their phone. They got their Guinness in their hand. They're doing a shot of Jameson. They're keeping track of every damn thing. The ones of us out there that are following the bracket, good luck to you all. A few years ago, I used to work at a place that had about 84 TVs, and they specialized in serving wings out in Kirkwood. I met this group of guys that started this very unique bracket that they would do for the tournament. Instead of picking out a team or doing a bracket challenge, what they did, they would pick a team, a player. You get 5 players from the entire bracket. From the entire, no, I think they took 10 guys from the entire bracket. You got 10 players from the entire bracket. You get a whole team. Whoever has the most points, that's the overall winner. That is some genius shit to do. I know somebody's going to take this idea and run with it. I try to present that idea to DraftKings and FanDuel and a couple of buddies that write shit like that, but on bigger projects, not in the sports. Oh, Dre, that doesn't make any damn sense. I don't understand what they're trying to do. But wouldn't that be fun? You got all these names. It's like fantasy basketball doing a damn NCAA tournament. Genius. Now, wouldn't that get in your heart going to participate in something like that? You know what? We're going to go back to the drawing board on that. We're going to put that right down there by Battlehawks fight song. There you go. We want to put all that down. But between Willie get what I'm saying. It's bobblehead Willie for the ones that are listening. But that's why I'm at with that right there. But the madness of March, from the fans, the nostalgia, to the gamblers, and the people that commentate the game. I still think my father's related to Clark Kellogg. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I don't give a damn what nobody say. That dude looked like he related to my daddy. I don't know, somewhere. I don't know. But I like the announcers, the older guys, the memories of the game, the winners. Again, we're not doing no sad stories about kids coming up seeing drugs and death. Not doing none of that shit, or prostitution, none of that. We only doing positive stories this March Madness. CBS, True TV, TNT, TBS. Positive. Okay, that's how we're going. That's how we're going to rock with that this year. We're going straight positivity with all of this for sure. That's how we're going to work this. That's how we getting down. Getting down on the get down with the boogie down for sure. Already in the building. Already in the building, people. Thank you again for tuning in to today's podcast episode of Who's to Blame, the podcast episode 515, the madness of March. Well, folks, as they say in the hood, I will holler at you later. Until next time, and thank you again for tuning in to my folks out there that are listening in the podcasting platforms of Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, Podbean, and Google Play. Thank you so much. Until next time, we'll talk to you later. And thanks again for listening to St. Louis Organics Presents Who's to Blame, the podcast. All righty, good people. So we got them out there. I'd like to thank you guys for listening to the live show on our Facebook page, Who's to Blame. Thank you. Also on our Twitter page at W2B Dre Montez and on YouTube, Dre Montez. Thank you guys so much. Really did appreciate you guys tuning in today so much. What's up, Lizzo? Yeah. I definitely will, Liz. I definitely will. Thank you for tuning in. I definitely see you at Kiro's for sure this Saturday for sure. This Saturday is the St. Patrick's Day Parade in St. Louis. On the 17th, we'll be on the hill, Dogtown style. So good people, thank you again for tuning to today's show. Again, if you have not had the chance to subscribe to our YouTube page, Dre Montez, thank you so much. Like, share, comment, follow. I appreciate it all, as well as on Facebook for our podcast page, Who's to Blame, as well as on Twitter at W2B Dre Montez. And for you folks that are listening to and watching the podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, we also do a show called Montez at Midday. And you can check that show out as well as we do that live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can check that show out anytime as well. And that's what we do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is this show here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, folks, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Hump day. What day is it? It is Hump Day. And thank you again for tuning in to Who's to Blame, the podcast. And I'm your host, Dre Montez, and peace. We up out of here. Who's to blame? Tell me who's to blame. Tell me who's to blame. Who's to blame? Who's